Thank you so much, Judy, and we've been praying for your constituents since that terrible shooting. I also want to thank Congressman Cicilline for his leadership and unwavering efforts on this. And I mostly want to thank all the advocates for coming today. This is not an easy thing for you to do. It's a hard thing, but eventually we will have justice, and it's because of your efforts. So I'll never forget where I was on the day of the horrific mass shooting at Columbine High School, which was in my district at the time, and which was the first really high publicity shooting. I had just been reelected to my second term in Congress, and for those of you who don't know, I just got elected to my 14th term in Congress. Think about that. Those years since 1998, all of the mass shootings, all of the deaths, all of the children we have lost in the United States of America to gun violence. I was the mother of two young daughters at that time, and I'll never forget the sudden fear that I felt as a parent for their safety, even though neither of them were anywhere near Columbine at that time. This is the same fear that millions of parents feel every day, over and over again, since the news breaks of these tragedies. And I gotta say, enough is enough. As a society, we cannot continue to live this way. We have to take it upon ourselves to stand up against the special interests and to protect our communities from this constant source of violence. This important legislation not only bans the sale of semi automatic assault weapons, but it also includes legislation that I have worked on for many years to ban the sale and transfer of high capacity magazines. We've learned that no two mass shootings are the same, but a common thread that unites us in some of the deadliest of the events is the use of high capacity magazines. In fact, half of all of the mass shootings in this country have used high capacity magazines. These allow a shooter to fire more rounds more quickly without having to stop and reload and without giving a savior the ability to take the person down. They allow a gunman simply to kill more people in the shortest amount of time. And that's why experts around the country agree that banning the sale of high capacity magazines would be one of the most effective things we could do to protect our communities. Frankly, there's no legitimate reason why any civilian in this country needs a gun that holds 30, 60, or even 100 rounds. These devices aren't designed for hunting, these devices are designed for war. And if we're going to get serious about protecting our communities, we have to get them off our street now. Since the previous ban on high capacity magazines expired in 2004, along with the assault weapons ban, their use and commission of crimes has increased threefold. In 2012, the gunman, also equipped with high capacity magazines holding up to 30 rounds each, killed 20 children and six teachers at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. That same year, just a couple of miles down the road from my house in Denver, Colorado, a gunman equipped with a 100-round magazine drum opened fire in a crowded movie theater, which was crowded with military and ex military movie guests in Aurora, Colorado, killed 12 people and injured 58 more. And using a high capacity magazine, he shot 70 people in less than 2 minutes. Those who survived the shooting said they were pinned down, unable to move or flee or take down the gunman because of the constant barrage of bullets coming at them from the 100-round magazine. So here's the thing, people always say, oh, if we just train people to stop these gunmen, it'll solve these shootings. A theater full of military personnel were unable to do what they were trained to do in such instances because the shooter was using a 100-round magazine and the bullets never stopped. Parkland, Dayton, Boulder, Uvalde. The list goes on and on. And so there's no single, well, maybe Representative Cicilline's bill will help stop these horrific events. But there's things we can do to make them less deadly. And passing our legislation into law that bans the sale of assault weapons and high capacity magazines will do just that. I urge Congress to take these bills up before another child is killed.